Hello everyone, it's Fairykin, and this is part 2 of my Beatles doll, so if you want to see how I came up with the concept and why I came up with the concept, and how the doll went from this to this, go watch part 1. I should mention how long it took me to get out this next part. May has been extremely busy for me. I've had a few health complications as well. I'm okay, and by the way, I'm not apologizing. I'm just recognizing that it's been a hot minute and letting you know why. So moving right along. Now that I've turned the doll from a normal one to an insect creature, I can begin on the clothes. My inspiration comes from 60s fashion, Beatles photo shoots, colors from the Yellow Submarine cartoon, and of course, what else? The Muppets. It makes more sense if you've seen part 1. So obviously, she has 4 arms now. This means that she needs 4 sleeves. This is complicated. I drew up some patterns for what I wanted, and tried them out on this random red fabric I found. The other reason that this took forever is that my sewing machine is broken right now, and this project is really technically challenging, and I didn't have the time or the materials to make more than one version because I had to hand sew everything. It looks like the distance between the 2 sleeves and the size of them is actually just right, so I decided to go ahead and make a real version of the jacket. Which, from the design I drew up, is just a suit jacket with tails, but plot twist! The tails look like beetle wings. Isn't that nice? And then there's a little yellow short sleeve shirt underneath that. And I start by making that. Now I didn't think how thick the canvas fabric was, and how well it would fit underneath the jacket when I was making it, but bear with me. I cut out my pieces and glue the edges so that it won't fall apart. I start as normal by sewing the shoulder seams first, and then attach the sleeves as normal. This is kind of hard to explain, but there's a small straight edge underneath the top sleeve, and I will be treating this as a side seam, and I'll be ignoring it for now. It actually might have been easier if I had closed up the small side seam and the sleeves right here, so that everything was held in place, but I've never done anything like this before, so give me a break. I treat the bottom edge of the little side seam as the normal place for a sleeve, and then I close up the bottom side seam, and boom! We got a 4-sleeved shirt. I hope that makes sense. It's a little hard, but there you go. I turn it right side out, which was incredibly hard, by the way, and there we go. It turned out pretty cute, actually, and I'm really glad that my pattern worked the way that I needed it to. The back was a little bit gappy, so I put in some darts, one underneath each shoulder and then one on each side panel. Now it fits much better. So I suck at making pants. Something about it just doesn't make sense to me. And I forget how to do it every time, but here we go. I tried out my pattern. They look like clown pants. I adjusted them accordingly and cut them out of this fun silvery fabric. This isn't period accurate, but the cut of the pants is kind of accurate, the stovepipe thing, you know? That was more of a thing in the 50s in London, but don't worry about it. Anyway. I cut out the pieces, put them together right side to right side, and then sewed up the longest side first. And then I went in for the shorter one. Now I have both pieces, and I turn one right side out. And then I put this one inside of this one with the raw edges together in a U shape. This part later becomes the crotch. I sew in this line, and pull one pant leg out the other, and turn this one right side out, and suddenly they're pants! I still don't understand how the flippy part works, but it works, and it's pretty fun, so. I try them on the doll to know where I need to pleat them, and now they fit just right. Okay, onto the jacket. Because I want 2 layers for the layered wing effect, I'm making the jacket double lined, and I did it wrong, but I'll get there someday. It'll be fine. In my concept, I have very clear colors lined out, but I was unsure of what fabric I had at my disposal, and I ended up finding this cool, almost paisley cotton and this sheer red fabric. I get the front and side pieces and essentially make them into little pockets. I should have taken each side and made them into one panel, and then attached those so that there wouldn't be any seams showing on the inside. It's okay though, it's fine. And then I proceed like normal. I sew the shoulders first, the sleeves, the second sleeves, and then I turn it right side out. Oh yeah, I added cuffs too. Then I try it on over the yellow shirt and discovered that the jacket sleeves don't fit over the shirt, so I have to convert it into a vest instead. Unfortunate, but I'm not willing to hand sew a larger jacket. Here I was debating on adding a collar or not, because the Beatles typically wore the 1960s suits without the collars. I forget what they're called. It looked weird without them because she has a longer neck than she normally would, so I decided to add the collar after all. And now, here's the whole ensemble. I added star buttons to the shirt, and I ended up keeping the shoes that the base doll came with. They work really well, actually. And I added Velcro to the pants and to the vest. Now I put on her hands, and I decided to keep the orange and blue colors as gloves, because it looks fun, and also, I don't have any extra hands laying around. And here we are. The next part is the face-up, and that should be up sometime next week. I'm really grateful to have some time to myself right now, you have no idea. I've been working 6 jobs off and on this entire school year, and now that school is done, I'm done. Now it's just this currently, which is great. I'm exhausted. I'll see you all next week. Remember to try to be present with the time that you have right now. Future stuff is obviously super important, but try your absolute best to be mindful and present. It's difficult sometimes, but it's really, really important. Sending you all so much love. Bye! You know, go away. I don't want to talk about my car's extended warranty. My God.